We're going live, right? We're live right now. Okay, cool. All right, are people there? Sweet. Let's see. I'm gonna have to rearrange a little bit. See if I can get my light. Okay, I hope everybody can hear me. We're on about a 10-second delay, so if you can't hear me, please say something in the comments. If everything goes right, I'm supposed to be getting comments from, they're all being aggregated or whatever into one hub. Ann is going to be manning that hub. All right. I really appreciate the comments coming in early on. I'm not sure. Oh. Okay, now I bet you can hear me a lot better. Okay, I'm hoping that this works. Just bear with me, guys, if we get a little screwy here. While everybody is here, say hello to everybody else. Thanks for everybody saying hi. We're on a 20-second, I think 15 or 20-second delay. I am broadcasting from my home, which has horrible Wi-Fi. It has horrible Wi-Fi. And so I have had to do all of these tricks to try and make it to you guys. I better turn my volume off. Okay, so some people are just pay attention to comments. Last time you guys did a great job of finding the best feed. I'm on Twitch. It's HoopPath Backs. I am on YouTube, which I'm told is the better stream. And then I'm on Facebook Live, Jonathan Livingston Baxter. If you guys dig this and want to share it, that'd be awesome. I want to thank you guys for helping me promote it. I'm limited because of because of Facebook. I'm limited to how many people I can invite. And I just invited the first people on the list. There was nothing personal in it at all. The event got 96 shares, so that really meant a lot to me. And I'm glad that, like, despite being distant, we're actually coming together. And it's ironic, right? Because we're coming together in larger numbers than we can achieve in the real world. And so it's a beautiful thing. If you're just getting in, say hey to everybody, introduce yourself. People might know you and might be glad to know that we're all sharing kind of a moment together. Speaking of sharing a moment, right now, 7 o'clock-ish, we're honoring all of the healthcare workers that are out there doing their thing. And I just have to say that it is so brave of them, and these videos where they're not allowed to hug their children are just so, it's like warming but heartbreaking at the same time. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about, and I bet some empaths out there are actually probably, really struggling with the heaviness of everything that they're feeling in their own house, in their own isopod, and everywhere else. So what I'd like to do, if you can, before we get started, you can take a seat or whatever you want to do. And what I want you to do, if you can, this is going to look weird, but I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to try to take as neutral a position as you can. You can lay down, whatever you got to do. And I want you to take 3 big audible breaths in and out. Whichever one's louder doesn't matter. And I'll do it with you. I'll start it off. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. Now, I want you to keep your eyes closed, and I want you to keep breathing in and out. In and out. And I want you to open to a metaphor here. You can close your eyes. The sun shining a light down. You're in that light. It's a sunny day or it's a beam, and you're in that light. For some of you, you might have to dig into the memory banks, but you're there in that light, and you're taking your breaths in and out. Good. Now I want you to imagine that at your heart center is a piece of reflective glass, a mirror. And what I want you to do is to imagine a healthcare worker, someone you know or someone who's worked with you before, and I want you to tilt your heart, that mirror, your heart mirror, so that the light that you're basking in from the sun is directed to them and their families. If you're a healthcare worker or you know any healthcare workers, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We're staying home to let you guys go to work, and I know it sucks. Audible breath in. Okay, I want to get moving with class, and thank you for everything, for all the comments. I'm watching the comments come in. They're looking pretty good. Once I start class, Ann is going to modify or be moderating the comments. You can write to her. It looks like a lot of you are talking to each other right now. If you're just joining, thank you so much. We're just about to get hooping. We're on 3 streams, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. I'm hearing right now that Twitch is the better option, actually. So I go around and I teach a class called the HoopPath, and I started teaching in 2005. And there's a lot of different ways that I have hooped or modes of hooping that have come out of teaching those classes. One of the ways that came out pretty early on was something called warrior hooping, and warrior techniques come from warrior hooping. Now, I had kind of an issue with that word, although that's the word that just came. I had kind of an issue with it because I'm a pretty nonviolent guy. And I didn't really find peace with the term warrior until I understood that, you know, as a metaphorical emblem for all of us, an archetypal emblem, that one of the strong characters and characteristics of a warrior is resiliency. It's resiliency. And I think more than just the image of a sword and a shield, I think it's the resiliency that still kind of lights a fire in us and still makes us feel warm. Like to nerds, you say the word Jedi, and it does the same thing, but I'm a nerd. But warrior, that feeling. And so these techniques are not meant to like be learned so that you go and mess somebody up. They're there so that they serve as like a channel for you to tap into what that archetypal emblem is pointing to, which is resiliency to stay alive. I hope that makes sense. In the hoop path, we have a progression. Some of you are picking up hooping for the first time. Every hoop path, every move that you have goes through 3 phases called belief, strength, and grace. You develop enough belief that you start to try something. Once you get it, you move into strength. Then you work on developing the physical and mental strength to do the thing, sometimes emotional strength. And then one day, it comes easy to you. And at that stage, you're in grace. Belief, strength, grace. So these warrior techniques, what warriors have a lot of is belief. So if you're struggling with belief right now, if you're feeling sort of hopeless, step out of that persona you're in and step into warrior. All right? I've got a window going that hopefully is going to show you what's playing on SoundCloud. But I usually design my practices I design my classes around my practices, and I had a warrior session to what we're just about to hear. I'll post the playlist, but it should be if you're watching your TV, hopefully you're seeing it. I don't know. All right. If you're not seeing it, don't worry about it. Okay, all right, we're going to get started. We're going to start off with sway, so I need you to back up. Hopefully everybody's with me. Keep us posted on the sound. Say hey if you come in. Hey, could you do me a favor? There's a dimmer on these lights right here. Can you turn them down just a little bit? All right, audible breath in. Audible Audible breath in. If you're here for the first time, you can move any way that you want to sway. You're encouraged to explore your range of motion. You can stretch, you can bend, whatever you need to do. Audible breath in. Let me know if the music is okay, if it's too loud. If you like all this, it's all on SoundCloud. I'm hoping that we won't have any trouble with it. Audible breath in. One of the quickest ways to develop a mind-body connection is through breath. Mind being thought, body being movement. So what I want you to try is breathing in and moving, and breathing out and moving. You're here with us in the body, occupying only the body right now. Only the body. Audible breath in. The space in front of you is day. When I push my hands out in front of me, I'm pushing them out into day. And I can extend all the way into day. Boom. I can push all the way back into night, which is the space behind me. The body is seen as two trees, a right tree and a left tree. The hands are seen as two birds. And you can extend that metaphor into the way that you move, that every time I plant a foot, that's a root digging into the ground, going all the way to the center of the earth. And every time I move my hands, they are flying along some invisible current of wind. Good. The space above my shoulders is the northern arc. And since you're all alone right now, you can get nice and weird and reach all the way up into that northern arc. Something that I've been doing lately in my practice is to hold my hands up in a V pointing towards the ceiling, and then imagine that I'm being pulled by the sky in traction, that I'm being pulled, and that my chest is being allowed to reopen. Keep breathing, coming into the body, finding your strength. Finding your strength. Good. Any way you want to move right now is fine. I'm moving just to show you what it looks like on this end. Good. Lower into the legs. Good. We're going to keep moving. Tonight, hopefully, because of the playlist, we'll just be going from one song to the next. You can bring the music up some, I think.
Yeah.
Do you remember? No. I remember how you do it, the slide.
No. I've been doing. I got it.
This track is lower. Okay. Out on the road, when I talk about keep moving, keep doing what you're doing, you can start to get bigger. We've got a long warm-up to come. Out on the road, I talk a little bit about spirituality. And when I'm on the road, I define spirituality as your relationship with the context of the world around you. How you relate to your context within the greater world. And when things like this virus happen, or loved ones pass away, or things happen, our context is rocked. And it changes our relationship to it. It changes our spirituality. I think it's one of the reasons people tend to get very spiritual after those type of massive life changes. Good. So offer that as you move and as you open up, to think about the reframing context that's happening around you and finding your rhythm with it, finding your piace with that. Maybe it's time to pick up something new. Maybe it's time to learn something new. Maybe it's time to forgive someone. Maybe it's time to work something out. Your old spirituality may not be as applicable now as it once was. Maybe it needs to morph, evolve, move with you. Right? Can you ask them if the music is loud enough? Thank you, everybody, for joining me. We're just about to pick up our hoops. Nice and big. I want you to move any way you want, but if you're not sure how, you can come up on one and just bounce on that one leg. Air kick. Heart rate up. Audible breath in. The music needs to be louder. The mic needs to be louder?
Yeah, the mic needs to be softer. Music louder.
Okay.
I'm trying to do that.
Cool. All right. We can fix that too. Okay. Actually, before we go there, we're gonna play one more song. Thanks for staying with me. Okay. Here we go. I want you to grab your hoops for me. We're going to do one quick warm-up core song, and then we're going to move into our hoops. Stay with me, guys. I'm sorry about this. I want to do something different. Okay, here we go. Well, let's see now. Don might get us kicked off.
Uh-oh.
I hate that I'm doing this right now. Okay, here we go. On the waist. Oh, you can click back by going to the black screen. On the waist. The hoop is traveling around you in a current. When I first got into hooping, I was really weird. I still am, but I was really weird. And I had a lot of weird metaphors that I would think about that would help me stay in my hoop and keep it hooping. We're going to try one right now. The idea that I used to have was that as the hoop traveled around me, that it was healing me, that it was stimulating my body to start healing. and that I was creating with it up and down my body this healing vortex. So as you warm up today, as we get into Warrior, I invite you to jump in on that. The faster my hoop spins, the more intense the vortex. I'm rooted right now, my feet are flat. I can move any way I like. Good. 1, 2, reverse. This is Chamberlain. If you don't know him, you should. I imagine almost everybody in this beat knows who this is. Reverse. I can bring my feet together, ankles together, knees together, all of it together. Good. And then I'm rolling the hoop around me. I just realized I'm shouting into the mic in the bed.
Yeah, you don't need to
I
talk
don't think I
about
need to talk so loud. By the way, the volume that we're listening to doesn't, up and down only changes the speaker, but doesn't change the program. Loosen the legs back up. And if you know how, come up. Yeah. Share this video if you know somebody that wants to be hooping right now. Share it for me. Right. Any way you want to hoop on the floor, just warming the floor up. Open, 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 open. You don't make a groove, you relax into it. Reverse. Mountain. My hands are out here. My hands are out wide. I'm in mountain. Open the chest. Push the shoulders back. Angle it if you like. Here we go. Reverse. Right. You know how, neck, neck. And then if you know how, head. Lean on it. That's what
Oops, sorry. Uh-oh.
I love that song, but it's going to get us totally kicked off.
Okay. You go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, hope everybody's doing good. That felt good. Should we do more? No. Let's just get going with the class. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Okay. So, I'm going to give you a little bit of guidance on this, and then we're going to play songs, and most of you will know what's going on. One of the key fundamentals of warrior style, and what kind of gave it its name, was a technique that we use called samurai. And samurai is when you are gripping the hoop and you're using the change in the pressure of your grip to fold the hoop and to make it get crisp or to isolate it or whatever. And as you develop your samurai, you start to develop just naturally you start to feel when to tighten and when to loosen that grip to hit a beat. And tightening there. Lee Jeffries, God bless him, does a lot of this type of work where he's really just holding the hoop, not just, but he's holding the hoop, and then just using his offhand. Some of you might want to take a page from Flow One when it comes to your samurai. And what I mean by that is that the Flow One works because the other hand is selling it. It's creating the illusion that this thing is just magically spinning around a Flow One person. What samurai is really good for is hitting beats. Because when you go to a show, if it's grimy, if it doesn't have the beat that you're used to, you take off your house music shoes and you put on your samurai. I'll put some music on, let you explore that. Gripping the hoop, and then the movement of my arm, this is me extending the arm, pulling it back across. That's a hop. That's a thumb transfer. Good. Back. You can get good workouts. If you're not always feeling the hoop and you want to get the workout that you want, I can do a linear isolation in samurai, going from the away hand to the away hand. And I can flip that up, change hands, go mostly the other direction. Good. Good. Warrior, resilience. So if you're a big tap-rooted tree, looking for that resiliency water. These are called hops. This is when I'm hopping across the hoop. And the isolation comes from trying to make it look like the hoop is just standing still. If I go away to away or hoop far to far, shift your shoulders, move like an athlete. When I go to catch it, this might be a little geeky, but when I go to catch it, I throw my palm, I'm trying to get my palm to it and wrap the fingers around. This is north-south. One hand can be really tricky. We're just going to let the music play. I can create roll out of my samurai. I can hold it and create roll out of it. And then block, break that roll. And I can use that with those other movements. Two-hand isolation. This is one you can walk all the way around. Just being able to develop good rhythm out of your samurai grip, out of that clenched grip, can really open up some things for you. There's a falling rhythm out of it, falling towards the earth, and then there's a rising. Just if you want to be balanced, we'll do both. work the offhand in whatever way I want to. Good. We've got a studio audience in here again. Thanks, studio audience. Good. Hops. That's samurai flow. And we can take samurai, and we're going to play with it a little bit longer because it's a really fun way to do it. But just to make sure everybody's on the same page, this is how you would do an old school isolation in samurai. I'm holding the hoop in the away position across my body. I'm going to let it go onto the back of my hand and just switch grips all the way from one side to the other. Good. You go all the way around, I'll grip on the southern arc of the hoop and then release the back of the hand on the top of the northern arc. I want to go all the way around. Roll, lift the hoop on the southern arc, lift it on the northern arc. Big circles. There's two currents to this. There's one way to roll it and another way. Gotta work the other way. Yeah, these are old school isolations. Wheels. Isolate behind me. Underhand isolate. Bring it up. Underhand up. Holding is when I pivot the hoop as we just talked about. Go for a roll, hold, roll, hop, hold, isolation, 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 roll, samurai, hop, 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 hop. I'm gonna shut up and let you guys play with that. See if you can get nice and big and through the whole body though. Your heart rate should be up right now. If it's not, just pick a knee up every now and then. Isolations. I can swing, isolate. Do the same move, but I swing the hoop out. So there's this static, and there's linear. Swing it out. I let the hoop bend. Roll back. I'm in point technique, but you can do it over the grip. Go high, low. Old school move. Bouncing move. Just an isolation with a bounce. Everything cool?
Yeah, I would just maybe break some stuff down. I think some people are kind of beginners.
Break it down, hold the hoop here, onto the back of the hand there, here. There's a nice little circuit that you can get into with this move too. Right here, I'm going to roll it onto the back of my hand and then go in with the other hand and pass it off there. Roll, pass it to the other hand. And when you do it fast, it's like this. Here, I release it from the away side onto the back of the hand, catch, back. If you're just joining us, say hey. Thank you everybody for participating. You can grab some water if you need it. Oh, yeah. All right. There's one little demo. So when I tell you to, just press play on that one.
Okay.
One little demo I can show you. Hope everybody's doing all right. Chime in if you are. If you're having problems with the sound, let me know. Maybe we can fix it. I think I've stopped yelling, so. So we're going to talk about a concept called contact or smear. Brecken is the first person that I saw and make popular this move, and it's called a smear. And she's so sick of this move, she's given me permission to teach it. But I hold the hoop on the back, and it's touching, my night side, my back side. The hoop is touching there. And you want to really feel that point of contact on your back, because that's the point that's going to move around, and that is what is smearing. So what you try to do is maintain contact with the hoop, bringing it across your body into day. Now when it gets to the front of day, it's going to want to start to move on you and move away from the body. So that's when you bring the lower hand closer to the body so that you smear the hoop on, touching the body. Then you push with both, pull and push with each hand and bring the hoop back up, and I've rolled it back into night. So I'm here in my smear. I'm showing you this because it's a fundamental. I'm showing you I've got contact here. I'm going to smear the hoop. I'm going to bring it from around my night side. It's going to come around here, and then my hands are going to start to drop. The hoop's touching me at about my 6 o'clock point right here, the side point. And then we'll bring this hand all the way into the core and then push the hoop out. And this actually is a momentum exercise where sometimes it's easier to just do it fast. All right, Ann, will you press play on this?
Okay.
There's 2 currents to this. Good. This is me reversing off smear. Around, touching the hoop. If you're really looking for a workout, you can try to do this as fast as you can. That's a smear. I can be core hooping in shoulders and smear right out of it. Be up here on the shoulders and smear anytime. And the reason that I'm showing you this is that smears create what we call goo. And gooey samurai is when the hoop is sticky to the core. Now, this is me adding variations to the smear. This is me coming outside the hoop surface and then inside. Meaning both are moving. Now I can smear the hoop with one hand as well. I'm holding the hoop in one hand. I'm just swinging it into the core. One-handed smears. Hold the hoop out here, bring it to me, let it swing around. And I can switch hands. Good. This is me walking off the floor. There's all kinds of stuff you can do with making contact. You can thread the hoop. Threading is a great way to get back in shape. Samurai. This is horizontal samurai. This is where I bring the hoop down, hold it as flat as I can. Definitely an arm strength builder. Now, use that back knuckle to help stop it. Push it back in. Small. The way HoopPath classes work is we teach concepts, and move through concepts. Then you take that concept and you make it yours, or express yourself through that template. Nice and strong. Be strong. The body wants to move. It wants your left hand to move. It wants your right leg to move. It wants your right foot to move. It wants to wake up. Your body's still here. The beautiful thing about our bodies is we don't have to tell them to start healing. That's how powerful that force is. The body wants to live. Wants to do well. Wants to be happy. Wants to be creative. All right. How's everybody doing out there? All right. We're going to be bringing the heart rate down just a little bit. This is a warrior fundamental. I love the fundamentals. Some of this may be a little bit boring to you, but this is a good way to sort of walk your way into flow. This is a weave. Good. This is a forward or a falling weave. Oops, falling down. Swing break it. This is a rising weave. If I'm wanting to really add some workout to my hooping, I can bring the hoop under a leg. Weave from my day side to my night side, pushing the hoop out. And if the hoops break at day or night, I'm trying to keep my arm more or less in that 6 o'clock line. Straight up. If I flip to the other hand and try to do this, it's going to be a rising current over here. I love this song. Thank you guys so much if you're just joining us. Tonight's the Warrior Foundations class. Warrior meaning resilient. Strength. Find your strength. We all need to step out of weak mentality. Stay at home, take care of ourselves and our loved ones. Wait for this thing to move past. And we reemerge, become stronger, nicer, maybe even in shape, maybe with some more hobbies, maybe with a new book. We're stuck here, and now it's time to thrive here. Good. Add those isolations, bring my weaves in. Oh, if I want to pass to the night side, it's so simple. I'm rolling the hoop, it's falling in front of me, and I down here and make contact down there, and then I'm back out here. I'll show you again. I bring it down here, catch there. I usually stay inside the hoop, let it go, and it's there. Body roll. Come on back, usually it's gonna hurt. Right? How are we doing on time?
10 minutes.
Okay, cool. All right. So, okay. When I say I should press that one. Okay, guys, I hope you're doing well. Hope things are going well. We're going to do a different type of exercise, but we're going to pick the energy up on it, but it starts off kind of slow. In samurai, one of the muscles that you develop is a quick turn. It's a quick turn. If you saw Karate Kid 2, it's this type of turn. I found out on the road nobody saw the original Karate Kid 2. I used to reference it, people look at me like I was William Jefferson. Boom, boom. But that quick turn there is what we want to develop, and we can use the hoop to help us develop that quickness with it. So what I want you to do is I want you to hold the hoop, and at first you're going to hold it, put a pretty firm double samurai grip on it. I want you to smear it up towards the core, plant it there, and then turn quickly. My arms are pretty much staying put, and I'm just turning quickly. I'm feeling like my abs and core engage. Then I can loosen my grip. Once I start to get that twist, I can loosen my grip. And then the hoop starts to do what we call knocking, where it's no longer stuck to me, but it's knocking into my core. Can you press play? And then if I really want to deepen this twist or just feel it differently, we do this thing kind of like a handshaking method. I bring the hoop across and the hand reaches in and grabs the hoop here, or at least makes contact. Momentum allows it to carry this way. And then the elbow bends and we bring the hoop into the core and it shoots it across like this. So this is what it looks like. I'm reaching in. I'll do it in an angle, maybe that'll help you see what I'm doing. HoopPathers, if you've done this before, you can go ahead and start to play with horizontal rolling if you're not already. All right, so press play for me. Oh, you have to go to.
Oh, yeah. It's actually Safari.
Perfect. Now I can bring the hoop up. Well, this is if I go all the way around. You should definitely don't kill the cat, but you should definitely go around. If you're looking for a forearm exercise, a tricep exercise, going as fast as you can and keeping the hoop stuck to you is a great call. I'll do it for you. I'm going to keep my hands as close to me as I can. Upright. First. Knocking is great. This is me just one finger inside the hoop so we can really swing and knock. Add the other hand to it. Right. Nice, easy, fast, easy to hit. If you know how, you can put it on an angle. And then you can also bring the hoop up. I can bring the hoop up and keep my hand on top of the hoop by just sticking one finger in the water. I could do knock like I could walk down the body with knock. And then I can also do a method where I reach up into the hoop. To make that happen, bring it out here, and then as it comes across, you reach up and grab the hoop with your hand and your forearm. You grab it there, allow the hoop to bend, and then break your elbow, push your elbow out, and it comes back here. This is what it looks like in real time. Keep it on one hand. I'm underneath, coming under into the hoop. My hand is coming out of the leg, out of the leg. This is if I walk all of these positions together. Right? Good, man. My friend, my person, my brother. If you've got room and you're not going to break anything, you can go all the way around. Little micro toss in the back there. One little knock you can do that's kind of hard to do, but the way you do this knock is you throw the hoop to your ankle or your leg and you make a break there and come back. You can't always do it with something like
Uh-oh. Wow.
Made me mess up. This is me walking it up into sky. Same move. Earth. Horizontal simmer. I like to go into knocks off the floor. I'm up there on the shoulders, push up, and I knock, I can't see you, but I hope you're moving. Knock. Horizontal knocks, vertical knocks, old school move. Body's like enough as this. I got it out. Don't go outside. Just get out of your shell. For joining me, thank you so much. We're gonna have 3 streams: YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, maybe someday Instagram. But
All right.
Wait, I don't want to. How's everybody doing? I'm still here. Pick it up. Let's see. What actually maybe. Stay with me, stay with me, stay with me. Okay, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Right, we'll mix it up a little bit. We're going to do some core hooping, but we're going to bring in some of the samurai stuff that we did. So over the waist. You can free up in your flow a little bit. You don't have to follow me if you are. Reverse. Break. Break. Good. Now I can smear a fold out of core hooping anytime I want to. I just create the break and then create the smear. Just the samurai move there. Stop the hoop. Pull it towards the core. It's going to want to move. Right? You got this, 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 you got this. Everything moving, everything stepping, pushing. And when a song dies like that, you can reach out right up the hoop in samurai. If I'm on the shoulders, it's going around, I'm just going to bring my hands up and push. And suddenly I'm off the body. I can push back on. Samurai fold. Rhythm it, rolling it, back on. The old came up. Samurai grip off of an angle. Samurai grip when the music stalls. Changes of pace are really fun. Offhand. On the shoulders, bring my hands up, turn with it and push, and that stops it. Here, turn with it, push. Double samurai. When you want to put the hoop back on in horizontal samurai, pull with one hand and push with the other. Right. Love it. We're still here. Thank you. If you make music, thank you. Oh my God, you're keeping me alive right now. I can't wait to hear the new album. If you haven't done it before, you can do really quick lifts off your shoulders. Just pushing your forearm into the hoop, pushing your forearm into the hoop, pushing your forearm into the hoop. Off, knock, back on, off, knock, knock, back on. I'm not expecting you to do this, I'm just narrating if it helps you find what we've been working on. Right? If you're trying shoulders, we'll go into this next class, but just remember, keep the hands out. Nice and upright. Really push the shoulders apart. Good. Nice. Deep. Okay. All right, we're going to kind of wind down a little bit now since it's starting to get late. I'm trying to keep these sessions to like 30 or 40 minutes because of no attention span.
Somebody asked for belief strength, Grace, I don't know.
Belief, strength, grace. Here's the deal. While you're taking a breath, getting some water, you can spin your hoop if you don't feel like stopping. Belief, strength, grace is called the Maidan progression. And everything that you achieve, according to them, goes through this progression. So let's put it in a hoop context. Let's say you're at a festival and you see someone shoulder hooping. You believe in what you're seeing, and you watch them long enough that you say to yourself, I want to do that. I want to do that. Then you say to yourself, I can't help but learn to do that. And you get up and you grab the hoop, or your partner puts you in a hoop, and you spin the hoop, and you try like crazy to get the hoop up. You try to get the hoop up, and it never gets there. And then one day, it comes up, you feel it, it's the biggest accomplishment of your life, and you realize that you have control of it. When you hit that point, you're in strength. And then what happens is you learn how to not look like a freak. Most people, when they learn how to shoulder hoop, look something like this. Their arm is just chicken-winged and it's thrown out there. This is 99% of everybody. So the strength in learning shoulders is to stop looking like that, to relax the shoulders, to push them down, and then find other points of push that can keep the shoulders up. It's a little geeky, but one technique that can help you build strength is the 4-pointed push. And the 4 points are the balls of your feet, each foot, and then each heel. And you sort of create kind of a bouncy rhythm across those 4 paths. Another way you might develop strength in shoulders is on the angles, or relaxing and trying to move both arms at the same time. And then you have a moment where you've been working and working and working on shoulders, and then all of a sudden it just falls in. And you just realize that you have complete control of the hoop. When that happens, you're in grace. Grace is the application of the strength you acquire. It's knowing how much to use and when and how and what form it takes. That's grace. Okay. I hope that helps. Okay, we're going to close tonight with something that I really love. It is learning this technique is a long belief strength grace, but it is really fun, it's really meditative, and if you don't have a lot of hoop space, this is one way that you can connect to your hoop. The technique we're going to work on is balance, okay? And we're going to do like 3 or 4 minutes of balance, and then I'll put some music on, and we'll be done with the stream. Thank you, everybody, for participating and the donations and everything. It's been really amazing. So can you actually bring the music back on Netscape and then, or
Yeah.
Safari, Netscape. So here's how we're going to do balance. You're going to, nice wide stance, so you're really controlling your weight with your feet, all even the toes. You're going to stare at this point here, this northern point here. You're going to bring your hands together towards the bottom of the hoop. And you're doing that so that you can roll out onto the back of your hands, just as I'm doing it right now. I'm staring at this point. Don't look at your hands. Don't look at your hands. Don't look at your hands. Stare right there, and you're going to roll the hoop out. Now, in HoopPath, the way I teach it is the way I do it, and we balance on the back of the hand. There is nothing wrong with flipping over and using the palm. I just like the back of the hand. I just like the way it looks. I feel badass when I do it. Some of you might want to play with the height of your hands. Some people find it easy to balance when your hands are way up high like this. Some people like the sort of the low. When you hold it low, you can do the great porpoise or dolphin and not the otter. If you've been doing balance a while, if you've been to HoopPath, if I push up, if I flip one hand, I'll bring the hoop into a new plane. here. Take one hand, both my hands, the fingers are pointing the same way. But like I'm going to take my right hand or whatever and turn that hand towards me. It rolls into that. That was not good. And walk. This is the first balance I really think you should try to get. It's a really good one and it does a lot of things. I never teach tricks, but here's one trick. It looks cool. It's a good way to teach yourself how to find it. This is called the door knocker, and what you do is you hang the hoop on the backs of your hands up towards the corner, up to the middle, like about, I don't know if some of you speak metric, but like 8 or 10 inches, whatever that would be. And then what you're going to do is kind of like you're laying a blanket out. You're going to swing the hoop up and drop the hands. And the hoop's going to come into balance. That was pretty sloppy. The moment it starts to come up, you grip it with your eyes. And honestly, y'all, this can be the most chill way to fall in love with your hoop. I think some of you that are my personal friends, you know that like I went down the balance hallway, deep into the maze. And whenever I need to chill, balance is the first thing I go to. Door knock. This is 1 point balance, and this is when you're holding the hoop with just 1 point. I'm still staring right there. My fingers are spread out pretty wide. I'm holding the hoop where my rings would be mostly. It doesn't have to be there. Once you learn balance, you can balance any part of the body. Switch hands. Good. As I was saying, when you learn balance, it's a long belief. Sometimes people hate balance so much they never want to do it. And when they finally get it, it's a really long strength process. And then we'll end with one more balance that you can do. And then we'll call it a night. Thank you, everybody. Everybody that's been donating. I took some of that money and bought all this gear. I mean, not all this gear. I just bought a couple of cables and a better router, and I'm doing my best, I promise. I'm holding the hoop in 2 point. Bottom hand is here. Outside wall, top hand's on the inside wall. And this is one way you can practice a 2-pointed bow balance, where we'll bring the hoop up and then hold it with both hands. One in front of the hoops, one behind it. So here, bottom hand's on the outside wall, top hand's on the inside wall. I pull it back, that top hand then moves to the outside, and now I'm here. Some people find 1 point balance is easier here. I love this song. This is Zubon, I'm pretty sure. He's amazing. Young guy on SoundCloud. I'll post a playlist of you guys. Thank you. I will let you guys know on the event page and everywhere I can when the next class will be. I think it'll be in 2 more days. Now that I'm figuring out, hopefully, the technical stuff, we can kind of work on the actual class board. And while you're practicing that, I'll just show you some balance. These are balance hops. This is hand walking the hoop. This is hand walking away from me. I didn't mean to do that. You can start to dance with it, hopefully. That's deep into the strength part. Push up with your hands. Balance looks like a brace move, but just trust me, it takes a lot of strength to get there. This is a fold hop. Oh. Forearms. If you've been balancing a while, I recommend going to the wrist and then starting to work the forearms. Thank you guys so much for the donations, for just being here. Some of you have been writing me the most beautiful letters, and I so appreciate that. If it's $1, it means just as much to me. And I'm doing my part to support the artists I was supporting on Patreon, a lot of these musicians that we listen to and support. I'm trying to buy music. We can get through this. Thank you guys so much. I'm thinking the next class will be in 2 days from now, but we'll have to figure that out. Thanks for bearing with me with my home Wi-Fi. Ann says thank you. Tara says thank you. Have a great night, guys. That was that moment when I was swooping at the beach with you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's good.
Was it okay? It's hard.
Yeah, no, I get it. Sure. It's good though, I'm telling you, it's like even I've taken a lot of classes with you now, and I've never done that balance thing
Yeah?
before ever.
Oh wow.
And I've never been taught the smear either. I mean, I
Oh, really?
naturally do some smear, but
Yeah.
not really do that exact technique, and I really liked it.
Nice.
I mean, so, yeah.
That's awesome.
I mean, that's right. You always, it's like there's always something new. It's like at this stage of the game. Did Ann say, I mean, for people, was something to say with their favorite people?
It seems to.
That's good.
It's still going. Okay. Oh, I didn't end the stream.
Are you going to do that? We're still talking about the line.
Well, I don't know if that we're